This is the payoff. Oh! This is the payoff.
Well, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this tournament, the Royal Nautique Pro, coming to you from Rabat in Morocco. And this is the second part of our two-part broadcast for the day. Our first part consisted of the tricks event and the women's slalom for round two. Now we're going to go into the men's slalom round two. And the reason why we had a pause between the previously mentioned events and this one is to allow for the tide and the conditions associated with it to improve to where it is absolutely safe enough for our slalomers and our athletes to compete, and without too many safety issues in play. So we're looking at the facility here at the Royal Nautique Club and Bouragega River in Rabat. For those of you that are just joining us for the first time, welcome. You're looking at the venue right here. It's a tidal river situation. We're about 2 kilometers away from the Atlantic Ocean. And the river does experience quite extreme high and low tides, about a 2-meter differential between one and the other. And with that in mind, let's check in for the first time in this second part of our broadcast with Zane Nicholson.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Arno Durick. Dude, you're the first skier off the dock. You were the first skier off the dock in the first round, but got yourself a score at 4:11. What are you looking to change for this round?
If I can do the same, I'm going to be happy. Like, do the same or at least get around 3 again. The river, it's not easy. We had to take a break because it was too heavy to ski. Now it looks good again, so I'm just going out there and try my best. Yeah,
and you mentioned the conditions are getting much better compared to like when the last few girls skied. So that's good to see that we've kind of taken a break and gotten conditions better for you guys to go out and put a score. But I'm looking for you to make those slam dunk turns that you had yesterday and get yourself through that 11.
I'm sure I will do it.
All right, well, good luck to you, man, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right then, and for those of you that are looking to get the results or to view the women's slalom competition in round two, the next 15 or 20 seconds are going to be a little bit of a spoiler, and here they are up on the screen, the leaderboard after 2 rounds of skiing. For the women, with 6 at 10.75 performed in round 1 for Jamie Bull, who currently has the number 1 seed and the lead out of round 1. Followed by Ali Nicholson with 1.5 at 10.75 meters, the only 2 female competitors to get through 11.25 meters. Vanessa Wieck in third. Manon Costar improves her seeding from 5th to 4th. With her score of 3 at 11.25 meters, but with a superior backup ahead of Alana Bischoff-Berger. And you saw the rest of the scores, and you can find out more using the normal sources for that information. top 8 from this list advance through to the next round of the competition, and we've got the second round of men's slalom in all 3 series to come. Cory Vaughn holds a lead and a new course record here at the Burgeg River, with 2 at 10.25 meters, the only person to get through 10.75 meters out of all of our skiers so far. Adam Sedlmajer currently in second spot with 4 at 10.75, and in a two-way tie with Freddie Winter with the same score. Will Asher in a two-way tie for fourth with Nate Smith with 3 at 10.75 meters. And then you see the remaining scores. So that's how things play out so far. We've reconfigured the series, and we've got Jonathan Travers to take to water first. But before him, let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Camille Bamra. Dude, I want to start off by saying you've done a phenomenal job getting this tournament together, setting it up. Also, you had the best dismount of the day yesterday. I hope you checked your fin, made sure it was all clean and everything. But how are things looking for this afternoon?
Honestly, I feel way better than yesterday.
Yeah,
I was super stressed the first round. It's normal. But right now, I feel pretty good. I'm sure that I can try to get a good score today. I also want to invite everyone to watch the video of the dinner yesterday. That's on the TWDPC YouTube channel. You should really watch it. There was a beautiful show.
Yeah, the drone setup that we had last night was so cool. Like, I wasn't expecting that, and I don't think anybody was, but that was super rad.
It was, it was the little surprise of the tournament. It was to say thank you for coming.
Well, dude, you've done a killer job. Now go out there and kill it on the water, and we look forward to talking to you after you ski. But we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, and our first skier on the water in this second round in Series 3 is going to be Jonathan Travers, and for him in this competition, it is going to be redemption time. And here is the list of skiers in Series 3. Jonathan Travers, our lead-off skier. Sasha Deska, who is on the list but will not be able to compete, and we'll have details about that in just a few minutes. We've got Camille Bamra, third off the dock, but in actuality it'll be second off the dock for him. Then Arno Durick follows, then Niki Antensom and Rob Hazelwood. So all of those will be in Series 3. And we're looking at the incident from the previous round, which caused Sasha Deska to not be a part of the situation going out. He actually damaged his ankle on that fall, which gave him 2.5 on 11.25 meters yesterday. Damaged it to the extent where it swelled up almost like a balloon. And for him, his tournament is over, and we won't get to see him in the third series, second round. But we wish him best of luck going forwards as we continue on the season right here at the Burgeg River, the home of the Royal Nautique Pro. Here we go. This is Jonathan Travers, 30-meter start. The tide is now coming into the river, which means that the water height will inflate between now and the end of this section of the event. And he gets around all 6 buoys there to open up his account on 13 meters. That is Jonathan Travers. He'll settle down into the water.
What did I say?
And while that happens, Camille Bamra, our second person off the water, off the dock, is getting ready himself, looking to try and put a score that will put him in the top 8. When we combine all the scores from each of the series into one big pot, the top 8 scores and skiers associated with them will advance through to the next round. As we take a look at the starting dock and check in with our folks on dockside right now, our camera crew. There's Camille Bamra. And there we see Scott Greenwood right there. Scott Greenwood coming to us out of Arkansas in the United States. And the boat judge is Barbara Gatton. So far so good. as our towboat points its nose towards the course for the tail current second pass. The wind has died down nicely for our competitors, so it reduces the amount of elements that they have to worry about when they come into the course. This is 12 meters on the Waterski River. Oh, nicely done. 12 meters, no worries there at all for Jonathan Travers. Yep, makes that one look pretty smooth. And so far as Jonathan Travers is concerned, as I mentioned before, it is crunch time, it is redemption time. And he would need something into 10.75 meters to put himself in a realistic chance of making it through to the top 8 to ski in the final tomorrow. There we see on the opposite end of the dock Arno Durick from Belgium. He'll be our third competitor off onto the water. We have a total of 5 skiers in this series with the absence of Sasha Deska. So now it is 11.25 meters off 38 off the standard 75-foot line. This is going to be a deciding run here, a decisive run for Jonathan Travers, who is a little bit behind the 8 ball. Yesterday took the type of fall that we don't ordinarily see from him on that particular run. So a must-run pass for Jonathan Travers to keep himself in contention. Here he comes from the United States of America, specifically from Groveland in Lake County, Florida. This is Jonathan Travers, skiing against the head current. And this, compared to yesterday, is a whole world better. But almost losing it through the exit gates as I was saying that. Wow. So a good start here for Jonathan Travers, losing a bit of his width prior to the gates, and that is to be expected with the water coming in and inflating the river here in this section of the Waterski River. For those of you that are just joining us, welcome to the Royal Nautique Pro here in the Kingdom of Morocco and its nation's capital of Rabat. Oh, and was almost left that out in the breeze. Pulled up a little bit short on 6, but managing just to sneak that ski round the outside and through the exit gates. Not even time for his signature move of rodeo style in the rope. But for here and for now, it's 10.75 meters. It is going to be a tail current. Wind starting to pick up a little bit, but hopefully it's not going to be too much of a concern for Jonathan Travers. He's going to want to beat out the score of Jaime Palomino, who is standing in at 8th spot right now with 1.5 at 10.75 meters. Getting round number 2 into the wakes isn't the spot where he wants to stay. He wants to continue going. Oh, and he hit buoy number 4. Oh my word, how many somersaults did he take before he came to rest? Wow. Jonathan Travers taking a huge fall as David Gandola makes his way over to his location with the jet ski, taking a big hit off number 1, but comparing his turn-off number 1 to those that we've seen in the last few days, that was an absolute peach of a turn on 1. Now, number 3, let's see, did he make contact with the buoy? Not quite, but he did shave it enough to where it stopped the ski cold. And we saw plenty of the ski in that shot. But Jonathan Travers ended up about 15 foot down course after it. Let's have a look and off buoy number 1. Looking a little unstable there into his offside turn. Now his onside turn looked pretty good. Then he came up a little bit short here. Boom! Oh my word, one of the most spectacular slalom crashes I have seen in many, many a season. I'm sure that he's exchanging witticisms there with Davide Gandola, who is our rescue craft driver and on our trick event driver when he's not involved behind the steering column for this personal watercraft. But Jonathan Travers, I think, has skied himself into the last 8, depending upon how the other scores situate themselves. And it appears that that Jonathan Travers may be a little bit hurt as a result of that effort. But hopefully, like Cory has mentioned on at least a couple of occasions, maybe he took a bit of a stinger there, and the pain that he got from that particular fall may dissipate over the next few minutes and hours. But there you go. That is definitely going to be one that we're going to clip so far as the pick your pass, which will run a little bit later on, no doubt, if we have a little bit of time. Yes, absolutely. Give that man a big cheer. That is Jonathan Travers. And skiing his way to the Mohammed, the 6th end of the Budreg River. That is Camille Bamra, a Moroccan on the water, and a skier from the United States with Zane Nicholson.
Hey guys, I'm here with John Travers. I know yesterday was not what you wanted, but you set yourself up. You're first off the dock, come out, run the 11, get you a good score. I mean that catapults you up the list and currently into the final. So conditions are much better than they were for the women at the end of the women's round.
Yeah, I walked down here to ski right after Jamie, and it didn't look too pleasant out there. But it's still not easy out there, but it's definitely skiable for sure. I wish I had 10 more sets out there to kind of feel it out a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, it's been a rough trip to Europe, and I'm pretty happy with that, man.
Well, dude, I'm super stoked for you. Like I said, I told you, I was like, dude, just go out, hit your keys, and you'll get a good score. And, man, that was awesome. So congrats. Hopefully we see you in the finals on tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks, Zane. And shout out to my parents, my wife, my kids. Love you, man. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, yeah, shout out to the Jax crew, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, here we go. This is Camille Bamra on his opening pass of 30 meters or 32 off. And no doubt he's going to get a big round of applause as he's through pass number 1. That is Camille Bamra from the Kingdom of Morocco. All right, so smooth as he goes on pass number 1. There's Scott Greenwood pretty much parks the boat up a little bit at the end of the course, the Hassan, the second bridge end of this course. Certainly plenty of scenery to look at around this venue. You can see in that shot very, very clearly the Grand Theatre of Rabat in the foreground, and in the background the Mohammed, the 6th tower. All part of an effort not only in Rabat but nationwide to build a new and modern infrastructure across the nation, and not only providing avenues for business and residential properties, along with a mall and other such buildings, but also providing an avenue for the arts as they pertain to the Grand Theatre in Rabat, a building that was conceived of by the late great Zaha Hadid, world famous architect who unfortunately we lost in 2016, but her legacy in this building is ever present. All right, here we go. This is Camille Bamra. This is the 12-meter line. Gets a good start. Nicely done. Handle up a little high off three, but managing to get it going off number 5. A little bit of a barrel into number 6 and just making it through the exit gate. Camille Bamra. The score is under review, though. It's that approach into buoy number 6 may be questionable. So Camille Bamra on 11.25 meters. He gets the good start, but just doesn't really power down that much after the first buoy. Seems to be skiing with a particular strategy in mind, and that is not to overpower himself behind the boat unless he needs to do so in order to make up time on the slalom course. Oh, that is very, very close indeed. Now, what do the judges say in that respect? So it looks like he is skiing to the dock because he is inside buoy number 6. It's a 5 buoy count on 12 meters, and that all but essentially eliminates him from continuing participation. But give it up, please. Camille Bamra with a 5 buoy count on 12 meters. Little disappointed there, obviously, with that score, but certainly a great effort from him, and also for his folks and those in his immediate family to make this competition here in the Kingdom of Morocco possible to begin with. So that is Camille Bamra, 5 on 12 meters. Jonathan Travers in the lead in this round. And where does this score of 3.5 shape up in terms of the leaderboard? We'll see that in just a moment. But in the meantime, we're going to get ready for our Belgian skier, Arno Durick. All right, so Jonathan Travers has vaulted himself up from dead last to 4th right now. So there would be room essentially for about 4 more skiers greater than him in terms of their scoring, and it would still make it through to the next round. But so far as things stand for Jonathan Travers, he's sitting halfway down the field right now. But the skiers to come are going to have exactly the same kind of conditions going forward, with maybe a little bit more water in the river by the time they get to ski. The tide right now, we're well past the low tide. It's now turned around, and now we're heading towards high tide. We'll try and update the chart there to give you more specific information. But with that in mind, let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Camille. Just got off the water. Still challenging out there, huh?
It's tough. My God, it's tough. The amount of stress, the amount you're doubting everything you're doing, it's not easy to ski today. You know, I'll have other tournaments. I had many good tournaments this season, and I'll have many others. This one, let's say I'm focusing on the organizing. It's my plan B, let's say.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, you've done a phenomenal job. This has been the most fun tournament. It was the most fun tournament of the season last year, and it has been the most fun tournament of the season this year, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be hard to compete with. So, dude, great job organizing. Thank you so much for all that you've done.
My pleasure. At some point, you can only do so much. You can only stress about so many things, and my head was not into ski this tournament. So I apologize for not giving a great show today and yesterday. I promise you that soon you will see me run some great passes.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for the organization, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, so on the water, we've got Arno Durick of Belgium opening up with 30 meters or 32 feet off the standard 75-foot line as he works his way down into the drop zone at the Hassan, the second bridge end, or the ocean end, as it's been dubbed by a lot of our skiers, skiing towards the Atlantic Ocean on the first and odd-numbered passes, subsequent passes from that point. And we're about 2 kilometers away from the Atlantic Ocean, incidentally, which means that we are quite susceptible to the conditions, tidal conditions here. High tide, incidentally, for those of you that are wondering around about this area of Rabat in the Kingdom of Morocco, it's going to be around about 5:30 this afternoon, which means that the water level is only going to get higher between now and then. And then there comes a point around high tide where it becomes a slack current, which means that there is very little to no water movement, and then things change direction. But we have only a few skiers in this second round, so we should be done well before then. And in the meantime, we're going to see some great skiing here, courtesy from of the likes of Arno Durick from Belgium, a 12-meter secondary pass. Oh, getting broken over off number 3, but managing to get round number 4, keeping it. Oh, look! How on earth is he able to stay there? And it is going to be a 5 buoys on 12, 5 on 12 for Arno Durick. 5 on 12 meters, and there were a couple of incidents on this pass where things got really, really dicey, including this one, this buoy right here, getting blown forward over the tip of his ski off buoy number 2. Then he just went nostrils deep off number 3, and things were starting to look dicey, but you can never really truly count out Arno Durick. But unfortunately, he performed that slam dunk way too late, and is approaching to number 6, so just way too late for him. So there, it is 5 buoys on 12 meters, exactly the same score as Camille Bamra in this second round. So Camille Bamra, just to re-emphasize, he got 5 on 12. So did Arno Durick, but in the lead in this round with 3.5 at 10.75 meters is Jonathan Travers, who, when you combine the other scores from the previous round, currently sits in 4th place right now, and that's where he is at this point. Jonathan Travers, our leader. Next competitor to go, representing Austria, it is going to be Niki Antensom. Nicholas has a good portion of his family here watching. They've traveled here all the way from Austria. And good to see them. And we are going to send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Arno Durick. Not quite making it through to the finals, but got out there in kind of challenging conditions. The current is absolutely ripping down the lake. So how did it feel out there?
Every time you go out on the river, it feels different. Like, you have no clue. You're jumping in. Going out there, you feel a little bit how it is, but every time it's another challenge.
Well, and I mean, for the viewers at home that might not know, you've been also working your rear end off doing stuff for TWBC, so huge shout out to you. I mean, it's hard to do that and, be able to ski, so it's great to see you here doing that.
Thank you. Oh, I'm just glad I'm here. The event is amazing. Skiing and then the evenings are amazing. It's a special place. It's a special event, and I'm loving it.
Well, now that there's no skiing, you can enjoy the events a little bit more this weekend. So we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Why, thank you very much there, and big ups there to Arno Durick for his efforts, not only in the competitive aspect of slalom skiing, but also for the work that he does with us right here on the Bourg River. the home of the Royal Nautique Pro. All right, so who do we have on the water next, I hear you cry? Well, it's Niki Antensom, and he's going to come into the course at 32 off or 30 meters and trying to hold his width out there. He's skiing into a head current, which means that that he has to work that much harder to get wide and to get across course. It almost has the effect of being a headwind in a lot of instances. So Niki Antensom looking good on pass number 1. And we'll see what he can conjure up with on pass number 2. And Niki Antensom not leaving an awful lot of room for the boat to stop at the other end. Just trying to maximize the amount of time that he has, which is 1 minute and 10 seconds. Next skier that's on the dock is Rob Hazelwood, who's having a pretty good season so far. So far as so much so that he's currently the Waterski Pro Tour points leader at this time, but needing to perform a little bit of a redemption act in this second and final round in the Slalom Men's Series 3, needing to get into 10.75 meters at the very least to have a shot of making it through to the 8 skier final, which will take place tomorrow here on the Burgeg River. There is your current leaderboard, Cory Vaughn, almost certainly through to the next round of the competition with 2 at 10.25 meters. Sedlmajer, Winter, Travers, the top 4 right now. Niki Antensom, gets a good hard stab there off number 2. And Niki Antensom running this pass like he knows what he's doing. There you go, skiing great there for him. 6 buoys on the 12-meter line. The first time that we've seen a 12-meter pass in the last 2 to 3 skiers. And just taking a look at this off buoy number 1. Good extension, waiting for that line to go tight, not trying to ski too much ahead of the rope. And this is crucial that he does this because he has a tail current with the even-numbered passes. And just waiting on the line round buoy number 5. Almost doing it a little bit too much there off number 5. He almost got blown over the tip of his ski. But he's able to get the job done admirably. So, as we get ready for pass number 3, we're taking a look at our drone views as we look at the tram system that forms part of the revitalized transportation infrastructure here in the Rabat city area, which includes the city of Salé, which is across the riverbank there. And I mean, and traveling on the transit here in Rabat in the Kingdom of Morocco, cheap as chips really. I mean, a single fare to get from one place to another in the city is about 60 cents. You know, and most of transportation networks across the nation are probably about $1 or $2 to do the same journey. But let's have a look and see what Niki Antensom can do. 11.25 meters. He's got to try and make a play on this pass, and unfortunately that is not going to happen. It is going to be 3 1/2 by my reckoning. 2.5 by my reckoning, I beg your pardon. So that is a score that's less than round 1. In round 1 he scored 5 on 11.25 meters. And he's all but eliminated himself from future contention. That is Niki Antensom as Rob Hazelwood gets ready to go. Good extension around buoy number 1. Everything looked pretty good at this juncture. Even number 2, where he had a little bit of a down-course slide. The handle got real tight on him, but he loaded up a little bit too soon on the tail of the ski and just blew the fin, and the head current not exactly his friend at that point. But Niki Antensom ends up with 2.5 on 11.25 meters, and his chance of making it through to the 8-skier final has just evaporated in that instant. So, our final skier in men's series 3 is going to be Rob Hazelwood in this second round. Then after him, then we've got a smattering of skiers. We've got the series 2 coming up almost immediately afterwards, and then series 1. All said and told, about 9 more skiers to go after Rob Hazelwood. So at this point in the proceedings, it's almost time to start picking off skiers and figuring out who is confirmed in making it through to the next round. But we're not at that moment just yet. As we say, as we said, a few of our skiers getting ready. I believe that was Jaime Palomino getting ready with his D3 slalom ski. I'm sure that there are a good few folks that are watching the broadcast right now wanting to see who. All right, and we look down on our drone side view and seeing Sasha Deska, who injured himself yesterday, having scored 1.5 on 11.25 meters. We certainly wish him well going forwards, but for today, a non-factor. Here is Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Niki Antensom. Man, I know you wanted a little more, dude, but you've been skiing lights out. I said it last week. You look the best I've ever seen you ski, and not quite your weekend, but on to the next one, right?
Yeah, no, thank you, Zane. Yeah, not too good, unfortunately. It's quite tough out there. You could see also the previous skiers. It felt better than yesterday for sure. 32 felt good, 35 was all right, and then gate at 38 was not too great. Had the height, but turning was bad, and just tried to fight for it, but unfortunately blew the tail at 3.
Well, I thought you did a really good job at the gate. You kept your speed up, got a good turn in. So that was happy. That was probably the best looking start that I've seen somebody, keep their speed at the gate. So good job. And for everybody at home, just be ready to watch this guy. He's getting ready to knock down the Austrian national record. It's coming in short time. So we look forward to seeing you next weekend.
Yeah, I'll be in Austria at the competition. So I hope there I can get it at 4 rounds. So we'll see.
Well, perfect. Well, good luck to you, man, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thank you.
All right, so let's have a quick gander at the leaderboard, and we see scores of Tim Tornquist and Tibo Deon and Nate Smith, and we see them all hovering around either the 1/3 or halfway point of 10.75 meters, and those scores are going to be critical because it's going to take something above those scores to make a real impact in terms of making it through to the 8-skier final. But as it stands right now, we see a two-way tie between Team Tornquist and Tibo Deon, who are currently in a two-way tie for 7th, and thus hold in the final 2 placements to make it through to the next round at this time. But there are a sit and duck right now, virtually. Tibo Deon and Tim Tornquist are yet to ski, so they'll be seeing a few skiers before them try to exceed that score and push their markers down a little bit further down the list in respect to the top 8. So, skier on the water is Rob Hazelwood from Lincoln in England. So we see Thomas Degasperi coming to us out of Trentino in Italia. And just trying to think about his strategy going forward. He will be our lead-off skier in this series, in round 2. And there we see a beautiful shot there of the Hassan tower, and that tower itself is actually a minaret, and the sound that you're hearing in the background is an Islamic call to prayer right now. And that tower was actually part of an unfinished mosque that was being built in the 12th century. And part of that mosque consisted of 348 columns that are located between that tower and the mausoleum to Muhammad the Fifth, which we'll see no doubt in a few moments. But in the meantime, let's concentrate our energies on Rob Hazelwood. He'll be approaching the course here and now. This is 12 meters, a pass he knows he's got to run. And he's also conscious of the fact that the water is starting to inflate the slalom course a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit higher. And as that water comes in, so too does the current speed increase as he works his way down towards the direction from where he initially started his run with the first pass. He's gone through 13 and 12 and getting ready for 11.25 meters.
They've literally taken like a single drop of water and just been killed.
No
It's
way.
like, well, it's open like a computer. It's
Oh,
like
and
for a
you-
studio, you know what I mean?
I can't believe you made it last so long.
Yeah.
All right, so we're looking down at our starting dock. You see Jaime Palomino there in the background. He'll be skiing next after Thomas Degasperi. We'll see him go in just a few minutes, and we see a few more of our athletes just trying to settle their nerves a little bit going forward. See Cory, we see Adam Sedlmajer, we see Will Asher and Nate Smith and Tim Tornquist all the way back there. There's Jaime representing Mexico. Just trying to get a little bit of blood pumping through his veins. Try not to stay still for too long. All right, so ready to go. The minute and 10 at each end so far as the drop timing is concerned. That has just expired. And here comes Rob Hazelwood. Must run 11.25 meters. Can't afford to make too many mistakes here. There's number 1. Gets a good, solid hook up there. There's number 2. Beautifully executed number 3. He's there for 4. There's 5 and 6. As you like. There you go. A 6 buoy count on 11.25 meters. And he is slowly but surely skiing himself back into contention. He had a 5 buoy count on 11.25 meters in the first round. He's improved upon that with round number 2. And he's about a half of a pass to go to maybe just book himself for a provisional spot through to the next round of the competition. The final, which will take place tomorrow, consisting of 8 slalomers in the men's final. We've already given you the list of the women's finalists, but we're just working on getting you the men's finalists right about now. So we are almost a third of the way down this list. And Rob Hazelwood in our final skier in Series 3. Then Series 2 begins with Thomas Degasperi. All right. Okay, so Rob Hazelwood approaching the course. He will need to get about a third the way down this course, but realistically to mitigate the effects of his backup, his inferior backup, he's going to have to go about halfway down this run. And look at this, he's getting after it. He's round number 3 into the wakes, and that is 3 at 10.75 meters. And he's wondering to himself, is that going to be enough? We'll find out in the next few skiers, but his job is done in round number 2, and the third of our 3 series, the first complete series that we've seen in round 2. And Rob Hazelwood, he's skiing back to the dock right now, but we're looking at the instant replay, and from that direction, that head current turns into a tail current, which means that he's blown down the course further and faster every single time he makes a move towards the buoys. We're looking at a replay from the boat once again. Just a little narrow into buoy number 1 and unable to get much of anything close to what he's used to off buoy 1 and number 2. But there you go. He S-turns 3. Gets to the wake, at least secures a 3 buoy count, and that puts him half a buoy behind Jonathan Travers in this round. So it's looking pretty good right now for Jonathan Travers, who was our first skier off the water and trying to redeem himself. We are in Series 2 right now. We have 5 skiers in this series: Thomas Degasperi, Jaime Palomino, Tim Tornquist, Tibo Deon, and Nate Smith. And after this, we have Series 1, which will consist of 4 skiers. So simple math would tell you that if we are to take 8 skiers through to the next round, the 8 best skiers, then we would know that the fate of at least the first couple of skiers based upon their score. Let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Rob Hazelwood. Dude, points leader on the Pro Tour. Didn't quite have the round you wanted yesterday. Conditions were super tough for you, but you went out there today, stomped that 11, looked super great, and then got yourself a score at 3 at 10.7, which is slotting you into the final right now.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know if I just got used to it. Obviously, third set on the river, but that is like 50% better than yesterday. I feel like it's so much easier. At the end yesterday, just to keep me in the spot, it was like a deep water start. So it is a lot nicer there compared to my set yesterday. The seeding really saved my butt today, I think. And I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think I thought I had it out of 2, but I got a little wobble and then kind of just went a little safe, I guess, out of 2 and lost everything. Thought I was going to die for a moment. But yeah, I'm not happy with that score because that's doable out there for me right now. I mean, I don't know what the current's going to do, but that's what I can do today. that's what I got. That's all I got today, and I was just happy. Conquered some demons on that 38, and actually I think came out pretty good. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I just got a nervous wait, and there's some very good boys after me. So just gotta wait.
Well, I thought the 11 was awesome, dude. Great skiing. Hopefully we see you skiing in the final tomorrow. We'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thank you very much. Not looking too bad on the opening pass. This is 32 off, and that is Thomas Degasperi, the current and 11-time European men's slalom champion. So he'll set down towards the end and get ready for our next pass, whilst our auxiliary police department in that rib boat gives their instructions towards that paddle craft that strayed towards the barrier. But in the meantime, looking at Jaime Palomino just getting himself warmed up and psyched up for the task at hand. So, here we are at the Royal Nautique Club Burgeg, here for this second ever pro tournament in the Kingdom of Morocco. Last season we were at a facility in Marrakesh, but we moved on from there and we are at the nation's capital of Rabat. right here in the Kingdom of Morocco. And looking conditions here not looking too bad at this point. Looking quite good, as a matter of fact. The tail current is coming in for him on this pass and every other even numbered pass from this point onwards. Every other odd numbered pass, I should say. This is 12 meters. Thomas Degasperi just trying to play this one cagily and not do too much out of the ordinary to make that pass a reality. He gets around number 6 and through the exit gates. That is Thomas Degasperi. So an Nautique towboat making its way over towards the larger structure that is the Mohammed, the 6 tower, and there you see that with our bow camera shot. So the Mohammed, the 6 tower, is the 3rd tallest tower in Africa, and it stands at over 250 meters high. And there we see a look at the Grand Theatre of Rabat, which among its amenities has an 1,800-seat theatre, an open-air amphitheatre with a capacity of 7,000 people. And it has a rehearsal space and a restaurant that can cater for up to 350 guests. And it's the largest theatre of its kind in the continent of Africa, and designed by the late great Dame Zaha Hadid. A beautiful design, I'm sure that you'll agree with the curvatures across that architectural structure. Not a straight line in sight. As we have a look at our folks taking in this event, and this is Thomas Degasperi, entrance number 1. There's number 2, getting a good push off number 2 at 11.25 meters. He's used to skiing on water that's not attached to a private entity. And there you go. That is Thomas Degasperi. It's a 6-buoy count at 11.25 meters. Skis on an open water site in Italy, in Trentino. Quite a large expanse there. And actually has room for slalom courses that go back to back. I don't know whether he still has that within his training arsenal, but so far as being able to rock his way through 11.25 meters, he has certainly got that one to go. 6 buoys, 11.25 meters, gets the job done. He scored 5.5 on this pass yesterday, so he's already improved to the tune of half a buoy. But now he's going to look for something at least halfway down this run to give him a little bit of cushioning, a little bit of wiggle room. As we see Matti and Pato, we know where they've shopped. We know what market they've gone to. And Matti completes his ensemble with a fez. How fetching. Pato as well. We can see you. Okay, here we go. 39.5 off. He'll need at least a third the way down this course, but ideally if he can get halfway down this run, that will give him a little bit of wiggle room here. And he's certainly going for it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Thomas Degasperi. He may not have been the first complete through 10.75 meters, and he's going to have to wait again for that distinction to come his way. But it is a 5-buoy count. 5 buoys at 10.75 meters there for Thomas Degasperi. That has vaulted him from where he is right now all the way up to second spot. So he's coming back into the dock. I'm sure he'll get a few cheers across the way. Got a little bit broken over off buoy number 3, and that really inhibited his ability to make an effective turn on 4. But he was still in decent shape off number 5. He got on the handle pretty soon, and yeah, he definitely clouted number 6. He knew what had happened, and is resigned to the fact that he hasn't run the pass. But 5 on 10.75 meters, he'll take that any day of the week under the current conditions that we have here at the Burgeg River. I don't know how far that vaults Thomas Degasperi up on the leaderboard. I believe it's going to put him in second spot. Cory Vaughn still very much in the lead, and he's yet to ski. And with that from Thomas Degasperi, we're no doubt going to listen to him as we see Pato and Matty there. Yeah, they look like locals now. Look at that. All right, then. So let's send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Thomas Degasperi. Dude, almost got through that 10-7, but big score and got yourself into the finals.
Well, I don't know. I haven't done the math yet, but yeah, I was like, after yesterday, I was a little bummed yesterday night, and I was like, I need to put it together. And you know, the beauty of TWC, can go back and watch what you can do, what you just did, and I watched a little bit of my mistakes in the gates, and I'm happy. The current's strong, so I'm very happy and got my mojo back a little bit, and hopefully I'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I know we chatted yesterday talking about maybe changing up the run, but stuck with it, and it seemed to pay off.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was doing the same thing, and I wouldn't want to risk it. And once I ran my 38, way better than yesterday, I felt more confident, and my gaze was the way I wanted, more aggressive, more wide, and after I came out one ball, I was like, keep going.
Well, I always say it to you. We know when you need a score, you're able to pull it out. So good skiing, man, and hopefully we see you skiing tomorrow. But right now, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, so if he's wanting to do the math, then he's very close to knowing his fate in that respect, in being in the top 8. Because we are on the 8th skier from last to take to the water, irrespective of whether they're in Series 2 or Series 1. And the skier on the water right now, coming to us out of Mexico, it is Jaime Palomino. Sets himself up really well on the opening pass of 32 off or 13 meters. Skier about to take to the water after him is going to be Sweden's Tim Tornquist. Probably safe to say at this point that Cory Vaughn's score from yesterday is a shoe-in for a finals spot. As we take a look over the area of Rabat, and judging by this direction, I would say that is one of the stadiums that is going to be used for not only the 2030 FIFA World Cup, which is going to be hosted by 3 nations, Portugal, Spain, and Morocco, but also the African Cup of Nations, which will take place in December of this year, and a component of the African Cup of Nations, to the best of my belief, it says that the top nations that end up towards the high echelons of that tournament will have automatic spots through to the FIFA World Cup, which will take place in the United States, Mexico, and Canada this next year of 2026. But soccer out the way for the time being. Let's see what Jaime Palomino can do. There's 1, 2, and 3. Dropping in pretty hard here off these turns. Oh, almost a little too hard off 5, but managing to to take that all the way down, and that is a 6 buoy count on the pass of 12 meters or 35 off the standard 75-foot line. Looking down at our courtyard, resplendent with at least a couple of Ferraris thrown in there, along with the odd Bentley Continental. And for those of you looking for a more economical option, how about a BMW? Courtesy of one of our sponsors, Auto House. Thank them alongside our a multitude of sponsors for this competition. For those of you that are just joining us, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us here at the Royal Nautique Club Burugeg, which is on the Salé side of the Burugeg River. You see our swimming pool, which that we've utilized quite extensively during the course of this event. And as our drone drops altitude and points up towards the Burugeg River, we'll get Jaime Palomino coming into the course on pass number 3. It is going to be an 11.25 meter run, going through his mental exercises before he goes into his pull-out for the entrance gates. Not too sure how much of an impact that has in the grand scheme of things, but it's something that it's tried and tested for him. There's 4, that's 5. Let's see what he can do for number 6. There you go, Jaime Palomino. Yeah, buddy. And he is absolutely angry at himself for making that kind of mistake of buoy number 4 into 5. And probably has cause for that too, you know, because I mean, if he has to get halfway down 10.75 meters to make it through to the next round, he's gonna have to conjure up something more substantive with this effort. All right, looking at Jaime Palomino. We're going to have some guests come up in a moment, but Jonathan Travers, take a seat, dude. So, Jonathan Travers, how you doing, sir?
Much better today, Tony. Felt better out there. A little bit better mood today, Tony.
Indeed, indeed, and congratulations on that score that you got to lead off our competition. You feeling pretty confident that it's enough to make it through? 3.5?
Yeah, that's a hard question. These guys are really good, so the conditions are holding in there. It might be even getting nicer than when the first few of us skied. So, you know, we saw T-Gas just go out there and run 5. So we got some big names behind, still up and coming. So it's going to be just a pray and wish for me at the moment.
All right, and I know I just noticed you just a moment ago that you're trying to blend in a little bit. We'll talk about that in just a moment. In the meantime, here comes Jaime Palomino from Mexico at 10.75 meters. He's good to go around number 2. He's got a good approach into number 3. He'll make a play on number 4. He'll ski for 4.
Wow, great!
Wow,
skiing.
that's going to be close, but he's trying to sell us on 4. The score is going to be under review, but not a bad start here with the tail current coming in on this pass of 10.75.
Yeah, that tail current is just in that tailwind again. Same as yesterday a little bit, but it's definitely pushing the skiers down the lake. I had a little problem there at 2. Jaime did a little bit much better job than I did. That wind's just pushing you lose that line. And my offside, it was pretty hard there at 2 ball. But Jaime looks great. He did what he needed to do, and he was really smart with that, Tony.
Yeah, but he certainly was pretty smart. I think he actually made it in time for the boat guides with that run. We'll get a score from our officials, an official reckoning there. So great skiing there from Jaime Palomino, and determined skiing there on that new D3 Ion 3. We'll get to talk to him in a moment, no doubt. But I think that ski was clearly outside number 4 now. Does it get back to the... Yes, definitely. So that is going to be a 4 buoy count. That puts him half a buoy above Jonathan Travers. Jonathan Travers now in 5th, and Jaime Palomino in 4th place right now, based upon the scores that we're seeing. And I think even Thomas Degasperi is going to feature in the top 4-5. Let's send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Mexican Boy Wonder, Jaime Palomino. Dude, you knew you needed to score and went out there and got it. I know it was a little dicey at 11, but got the full 4. It was confirmed by the judges, so great skiing, dude.
Thank you. I catch my breath, but I don't know what happened at 11. I don't even remember. I just know that something happened. Somehow managed to get all there, and then 10-7. I also don't know what happened, but I know I was dialed. I went for it, managed to get that S-turn. It was sketchy, but I mean, it was fun. Rough conditions are tough. You just got to hold on.
Yeah, well, dude, you are one of those guys that can hang on to just about anything, and you went out, popped you a score, and I think we're going to see you skiing in the finals tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see, but great skiing. You're setting yourself up right.
Yeah, no, I hope it will be my second pro tour, well, pro final in general, so I'm super hyped. Thank you so much, Shane.
Well, good, man. Good skiing, and get washed off and enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, then. It looks like we're joined by a couple of guests back here. We got Pato Font there, and we got Mati Gonzalez in the tricks event. I don't know what market they went to get the garb that they've got on, but they're looking pretty slick there, JT.
They are definitely. We got Tim here at 13. We've been talking this morning a little bit about Tim. He said his home site in Sweden is on a river that has current. I didn't know that. So he felt pretty comfortable yesterday. He made his mistake. He knows he had his game plan. So let's see how he does today.
So he knows the kind of aggression that he needs in order to make it through passes such as 10.75 meters, as we have a first look at Tibo Deon on dockside. So Jaime Palomino, he's got 4 at 10.75 meters. We just heard from him, and Tim Tornquist is on the water right now representing Sweden. So let's start doing a little bit of math, huh? Let's have a look at the leaderboard with however many skiers that we've got. 7 skiers remaining. So with 8 going through to the next round of the competition and 7 skiers remain, Cory Vaughn is the only guarantee at this point, with 2 at 10.25 meters, and the only skier at this point to have gotten through the entirety of 10.75 meters and through the exit gates in this entire tournament. So just looking down the list, we see Jonathan Travers there with 3.5 at 10.75 meters. There's Rob Hazelwood on 3 at 10.75 meters. There's Will Asher on with that same score. We've got Nate Smith as well. But all of those skiers, well, all but one of those skiers yet to go. Asher and Smith. So let's have a look and see what we've got coming in on pass number 2. He's going to have a tail current. The water is creeping in, albeit very slowly. But it certainly beats a head current in that same direction and getting the job done. Nicely skied there from Tim Tornquist there, JT.
Yeah, he looks strong. He looks powerful. Like I said earlier, he said that if he has wind at his lake, it's exactly where the current is going against the wind. So it's a little bit different than we have today. He has a headwind with a head current at this 11 meters. So it's going to be pretty tricky on the gate for him. And then it's going to be pretty tricky off the second wake into every buoy where he has to keep moving out with the handle or he's going to get pulled narrow really quick. I almost went in a 6-ball at 11 from that same reason. And I saw some of the skiers after me struggle with that headwind, head current.
All right, and taking a look at the Muhammad, the six tower. It's part of part of a complex which will include a luxury hotel, office spaces, high-end apartments, and an observatory at the top of the tower. And it stands at 250 meters high, and it's the third tallest tower in Africa. And 55 floors, yeah, it would better be one of the tallest buildings in Africa. I can't even recall the two other buildings within this continent that are actually taller.
I don't know, but I know that one is very beautiful.
Yes.
Very cool.
Absolutely. Very majestic there towards that end of the course as we see Tim Tornquist coming in. I wanted to hear the end of that conversation, but here we go. There is a Tim Tornquist entrance. There's off his game off buoy number 1. And unless he conjures up something off number 3, he could be toast at this point. He's round number 4, 5. How on earth does he run that pass? Oh, my word.
Let's go back and look at that replay on buoy
wow,
number 1.
Hold the jelly, I tell you what.
Watch this here. He looks really good in here, and then something off the second wake. I think he just maybe didn't commit that much and just got stood up.
Oh, it was completely off the other edge.
Yeah, he got stood up completely. Big 2-ball for a lefty here. And he's back in it, kind of out of 3. Looking pretty strong here. Out to 4. Handles a little bit behind him, but he's committed pretty well. He gets out of 4 really well, and then he gets another little bobble here at 5. Big hit here at the end of that turn, and yeah, cruises over to 6. A little slack out the exit gates.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive after that 1 ball, Tony.
Wow, I tell you what, skiing that hard to get all the way through 11.25 meters, he'd better get far enough down 10.75 meters to qualify.
Yeah, I think he needs to beat probably 4 to possibly guarantee something.
Well, at least halfway through is certainly going to help him, but I mean, if he gets 4... So after Tim Tornquist, we have 6 skiers, which means there's room for 2 guarantees at this point. And the second guarantee is that. But if Tim Tornquist can get as far as a piece of 6, then that will put him straight up into second spot right now, ahead of Thomas Degasperi. Let's see what he's got. Entrance gates, buoy number 1. Oh, look at this off. Nice one. Look at him go around buoy number 2, keeping the flow. Oh, he gets round number 3 to the wakes, and he's halfway down the pass, and the score is under review. But for my money, that looks like a 6 buoy count there for Tim Tornquist. A 3 buoy count.
Yeah, Tim, out of 1, he looks pretty good here. That tail current is just pushing him down the lake, and he comes up a little narrow at 2. He thinks he's all right here, I think, but off that wakes, it's so critical in that tail current to keep your direction out and stay on the handle, because it's going to pull you back into the boat really, really quick. He's a little disappointed with that, but that's still pretty good skiing for what the conditions are out there, Tony.
All right, so Tim Tornquist, who yesterday scored 2 at 10.75 meters, he scores 3 this time around. We're looking at this once again with the instant replay. All right, so Tim Tornquist.
What is it?
All right, so we've got we're going to have Tim Tornquist talk with Zane in just a moment or so.
I believe there's something maybe got stuck around the prop here. Hopefully they didn't hit anything that can damage the prop. We do have some objects floating in the water, some bottles, some garbage bags, some plastic bottles, glass bottles. I pulled out about a 4-foot 4x4 a few days ago, Tony.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we are on a tidal river. We're less than 2 kilometers away from the Atlantic Ocean. So anything can float into that water.
Yeah, it's a lot like Moomba, where I've seen couches and
refrigerators.
Yeah. A little bit of everything. One year we had a big flood and they found some bodies, so that's pretty scary.
Yeah, I bet that is.
I've heard some sharks swim up the area before too. I've wondered about that here.
Well, one or two people actually mentioned the whole notion of bull sharks. I don't know if they swim up upriver or that far from the beach area, but we are about 2 kilometers away from the beach, and looks like. All right, so looks like we're going to take a little bit of a pause, and whilst we get our boat checked out and ready to run again, this is the Raw Nautique Pro coming to you live from Rabat in the Kingdom of Morocco. And when we return, we'll continue on with the slalom in the men's Series 2. We'll be back right after this.
Old logic says success is determined by wins. It says you can't be a mother and a professional athlete, that you can't take on giants. New logic says watch me. Watch me become the most decorated track and field athlete in the world. Watch me start a brand designed by women, for women. When old logic holds us back, it's up to us to defy it.
Hello everybody, I'm Martin Coleman. I would like to invite you to the 2026 World Junior Championships here at Ahumada Ski School in Villa Dolores, Argentina. Sí, llevo 15 días acá y 16 asados.
Morning, Ryan.
Hey, morning. You have a good weekend?
Yeah, got out on the water a couple times. How about you?
Yeah, I got to set in. Just gonna make a quick phone call here. Oh, of course. Can you get that, Will?
Yeah, man, I got it. Thanks for calling Wake House. This is Will. Yeah, looks like we've got those in stock.
At Dillinger Insurance, we have over 50 different carriers to shop your home, auto, and recreational vehicle insurance needs. We would love the opportunity to save you money. We insure million-dollar mansions, condos, mobile homes, rental homes, and everything in between. We know all about wind inspections, 4-point inspections, and how to get you the right coverage for your particular home. You've got questions, we've got answers. Can you remember the last time you had a rate decrease with your auto insurance? Let's take a look and see what we can do. We know all the ins and outs of getting our customers the best rates, coverages, and discounts, so put us to the test.
Don't monkey around with your insurance. Call Dillinger Insurance today. We've got tons of companies to help find you the best prices and the best coverage for your particular needs on home and auto insurance. Go Knights!
All right, welcome back. This is the Raw Nautique Pro, the second edition of a professional event taking place in Morocco, the Kingdom of Morocco, right here on the banks of the Bourageg River. On one side is Saleh, on the other side is Rabat, and on that other side you see the scenery behind us with the Grand Theatre of Rabat. And getting ready to take to the water is going to be Tibo Deon. Now, Tibo Deon, who scored 2 at 10.75 meters in the round previous to this one. We'll see if we can get that score confirmed for Tim Tornquist again. Tim Tornquist gets
3 at 10.7.
3 at 10.75 meters, which still puts him in contention.
Vance, if you have a radio to the boat sounds like it's not having any water in it. Okay, perfect.
All right, so the boat making its way over towards the Mohammed VI Tower. So there is Scott Greenwood along with Barbara Gattoni, our crew. And such a wonderful sight here.
It's going to be really interesting to see what Tibo starts at.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some options. I mean, he can go in at 32 off. He could go in at 35 now, or go in at 30 meters or 32 off for his opener.
I heard him and Tim talking on the dock about lefties versus righties while we had that delay. And they said that coming from the city end on your second pass, that 2-4 feels wide as a lefty just because of that current's pushing you down the lake so hard. And Tibo asked Tim, if you had to redo that, would you take 39 from the other end? And Tim wasn't quite sure, but it sounded like Tibo was thinking about coming back in at 39 from the opposite end that we all did it at.
Okay, 6 skiers to go. 8 make it through to the next round, which means that our top 2 at this moment, Cory Vaughn and Thomas Degasperi, both of those skiers through to the next round. Look at Tibo go. Nice straight path there. Oh, nice. I like that pass.
Nice and smooth. Just trying to feel it out, trying to feel out that current and the wind, what it's doing. Because we can't win at these rope lengths. We're just trying to get to the 39 and 10.7.
All right, let's send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Tim Tornquist. Dude, you probably had the most exciting pass of the weekend with your 11. Didn't quite get the turn you wanted at 1, but chilled out and made your way through it. So, that was pretty impressive on your part.
Yeah, I think it helped being a little tall and with a good reach, because otherwise I wouldn't have reached those buoys.
Yeah, well, made your way through it, then got to 10.7, bettered your score, got to 3, but kind of sitting here on the bubble for these last couple skiers to see, where you're going to slot up for the final tomorrow, if you're going to make it.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. I mean, I wanted to turn 3 ball and get to 4, but I mean, tailwind, the wind is pretty strong out there, and it's tough. I mean, yeah. So, no, I wish I could have gone a little further down the line, but no, it is what it is.
Well, dude, you've been skiing awesome. Again, I told everybody yesterday, but you've just broke the Swedish national record with 4 at 10.25. I'm expecting more huge scores like that out of you for the rest of the season. And, dude, good skiing today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, you are, Zane, and certainly wish Tim Tornquist the best of luck going forwards from this point onwards. We see Tibo Deon work his way through his opening pass, and now coming back in on pass number 2. It's going to be a tail current in this direction, so he's got up. Started at 12. Okay, this is an opt-up. This is going from 13 through to 11.25 meters. First time we've seen an opt-up on the Bourageg River, and it is a successful opt-up as well. Look at him go.
Pretty ballsy.
Yeah,
pretty
wow.
ballsy, pretty amazing.
Go hard or go home.
I'm happy I made that comment earlier. I heard them talking about it, and I thought, as a lefty, we love opt-ups. It's just 13 start.
Big
one ball there. He controlled it really well. That 2-ball, Tim said it's pulling you narrow, and he definitely was a little bit narrow there. He's definitely wider on the 135 side than the 2-4. That's just the bend in the river, the current running down and hitting the shoreline on this closer side to us. And, he just managed it really well and was smart skiing.
All right, so Tibo Deon, I should say. Almost gone into another sport there. My apologies for anyone that's listening in the SEC, but there you go, Tibo Deon. Where did that come from? I don't know. We're talking about college quarterbacks. Anyway, Tibo Deon getting ready to go in on the next run. It is going to be 10.75 meters. And right now, the conditions are gonna favor a pass attempt at 10.75 meters from this direction, because the current is going to absolutely stop that ski. Provided he pulls long enough or has maximum resistance against the boat, then he's always going to be in with a chance.
We got a little bit of wind picking up here. This gate pull out and this glide is going to tell us a story here on this 10.75. If he can carry some speed and be up on the boat and get rotated early, he's going to have great success, I believe.
All right, here we go. Tibo Deon. There's one. There's two.
A little slow, too. Oh, man.
Too slow off number 2. And that basically eliminates him from future contention in this event. I mean, he worked hard to get through that opt-up. And unfortunately, the end result doesn't exactly play out for his...
Sorry, I'm dancing up here. I'm a bit excited. First final of 25 for me, so pretty happy about it.
All right, then. You've obviously done the math in this instance, so 3.5 is good enough to make it through to the next round of the competition at the expense of Tibo Deon. And just, I don't know what happened there. He made the edge change, and the ski just refused to turn.
Yeah, that head current is pulling the ski underneath him super hard here, and it doesn't allow him to get the ski between him and the boat and get that pressure underneath his feet to get the drive he needs off the second wake, and the ski's just pulling behind him, and the handle goes out to the boat a bit, and he just loses that line and that drive out to the buoy, and it just stops him. Tibo's a great skier. I'm bummed for him, and he went for it. That opt-up, we haven't seen that. We haven't seen a 10.7 since yesterday from that end. The only one that's been ran is from that end, so there is something to say about that. So we have Nate coming up next. It'll be interesting to see what he does as a righty.
All right, let's see what he's got. Nate Smith, right foot forward, as you mentioned. It's going to be a different dynamic compared to a lot of our other skiers that we've seen so far. But let's just see, what have we got here? We have got Nate Smith, who is our 5th skier from last. Okay, so let's potentially count there. So the top 3, all of them guaranteed a spot through to the next round at this juncture, which means that Cory Vaughn is in. So too is Thomas Degasperi. And one other skier, which I believe is actually you, JT. But let's send it over to Zane for the moment.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Tibo Deon. Dude, took the gamble, made the opt-up, and made your way through the 11.
Yeah, I think it was... I felt more comfortable trying to do 39 that way. I do believe I needed 4 to get in. I did not see myself doing it tailwind, so I was like, okay, all right, just take a shot. But yeah, it's just the way it is, bummer. But next event.
Yeah, but you're not done. We get to see you in the trick final later this weekend. So, now we got to switch to trick mode, and you've been tricking really well, so I'm looking forward to seeing you get out there on your trick ski.
Yeah, thanks. I look forward to it too.
All right, back to you, Tony.
All right, here we go, folks. This now is Nate Smith, 13 meters. Is he contemplating the prospect of an opt-up? He's certainly a skier capable of doing it. He's multiple-time world slalom champion, multiple-time world record holder. So if anyone can pull off the seemingly impossible, it's him. And on dockside right now, we see the defending champion from last season's Marrakesh Pro, that is Will Asher. We've only ever had 2 professional tournaments here in the Kingdom of Morocco. This is the second of them right here at the Royal Nautique Pro here on the Bourgeg River. The river that cuts through and makes its way out towards the Atlantic. On the left-hand side is the nation's capital of Rabat, and on the right-hand side is its twin city of Saleh. And very, very picturesque city. Certainly not one of the biggest cities in the world, I'll grant you that. But I mean, for what it lacks in size, generally, it certainly makes up for in terms of scenery and architectural splendor. You see the Hassan Tower, you see the Muhammad the Fifth Mausoleum, and you see a lot of other architectural masterpieces right there. And a little further clean across town is a new stadium that would seat 65,000 spectators in time for the African Cup of Nations in December and the FIFA World Cup in about 5 years' time. Here we go. This is Nate Smith on the 12-meter line. Looking strong, looking in very, very good shape on 12. Deciding not to go with the opt-up here there, JT.
Yeah, as a righty, I think these guys feel more comfortable coming from that tail current, tailwind, more than a lefty does for sure. And then Nate's, he is the best. You know, he is world record holder, a few-time world champ, Masters champ, Moomba champ. He's won it all. You know, he knows how to do this probably better than anyone out there at the moment. So he's dominated for the last 10, 15 years. So he's just feeling it out, trying to understand what's going on so he can try to attack when it needs to be attacked.
All right, so there's Will at the end of the starting dock and just taking everything in and see if he can segue all of that into a performance that could take him through to the next round of the competition. Now, he'll be our first skier out in series number 1. This is the tail end of series number 2. As we work our way around and see Nate Smith about to approach the slalom course from the Muhammad, the 6th tower end, which is the end that's closest to the source of this river, which is up in the Atlas Mountain. It's the river itself extends 240 miles from that mountain range. Here we go, an important pass coming right up here for Nate Smith.
It's 11.25. He got a good gig out to 1. Pretty easy looking so far. Good 2-ball over to 3. Turns 3 nice and easy. Silky smooth. Nate again, like always. Little trouble out of 4, but you know, he's just riding the rope, riding that swing, really comfortable, no spikes, not dropping the hammer. He's just feeling it out.
Yeah, nicely done.
That was a really nice pass.
Don't get much better than that at 11.25 meters, and now getting ready for 10.75 meters. I think he has a pretty good idea of what his objectives should be going forwards, but JT, just looking at his approach into number 1 and his turn off his offside turn, a good start and just maintaining some solid rhythm out there.
He is the best at riding the swing without trying to overdo it. He just knows where to stand on his ski. He knows how to get the drive, and he knows how to ride that line all the way up to the next buoy where he can get free and be able to rotate. And Nate doesn't really have an on and off side. He's always been pretty smooth on both sides, and when you can do that, then you can get in your rhythm really well. And, you know, obviously this guy runs more 41s than anyone in the world, probably all of us combined. He's ran more than us still. So he's great. There's no other words I know how to use that explain who Nate Smith is other than he's the great right now in our sport. And his lifestyle has changed a bit over the last, I don't know, 12 months, 24 months of being a pilot, and it's very cool. This is a big pass for him. He's
All right, let's see what we've got coming in. This is Nate Smith working his way into this pass.
Nice one ball there,
10.75
Tony.
meters. Handle up a little bit high, but he recovers well. Gets back on it, a little loose off number 3, but still managing to get round 5 and to the wakes. And I think that he's made a calculation that he needed to be at that point on 10.75 meters, not running it per se, but at least putting himself in a situation where he could potentially be in the next round. And with that score of 5, that ties him with Thomas Degasperi, and it should, according to my math, should be enough.
Yeah, you're right. I think the strategy here is to get in, but not to be top seed. Because as the day goes on, the conditions get a bit more challenging. And I think a lot of that was he was just trying to get himself not last, but right there close to the middle, to the end. So he knows what people are doing. He has some time to watch some other athletes before him ski to see what the conditions are like. Myself going out first in round 2 was one of my first in my career being out early, and it's a lot different than being able to watch some skiers before you and understand what the river or the lake, wherever we are. So, he's smart. He knows what he was doing. He's just getting pushed down the lake there out of 2, over to 3, off the handle a bit early, loses the line. But, if that was me, I would have dropped the hammer and gone and then probably blown out at 4. He's just so patient, knows how to ride that line. So we're all working on it. We're all learning from him. So he's, smart skiing. I think he did that kind of on purpose, Tony.
Like they say in a good many sports, you can't win it in the first few rounds, but you can certainly lose it.
100%.
All right, and so let's continue on. We've got Will Asher, who is looking for a score of around a 2 at 39.5 off to possibly advance, but let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Nate Smith, dude, 5 at 10.7. I think we had calculated that 3 would probably get you in, but not leaving anything up to chance, making sure we're fully in on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, after yesterday coming up short at 3, I wanted to make sure that I got around it, which probably slowed me down a little bit going to 4. But I knew that getting to 4 was safe. There was I don't have to worry about it, miscalculation or anything like that. But same as the practice ride, the water's moving. So it's challenging but fun all at the same time.
Well, we saw where experience came into play. I mean, that's the reason you are the world record holder. And, good skiing, dude. And I'm looking forward to getting you out there on Sunday.
Yeah, thanks, Zane.
All right, back to you, Tony.
All right, and excellent words there from our previous skier, Nate Smith, as we continue to rock along. We've got 4 skiers remaining on this list, and that list consists of Will Asher, Adam Sedlmajer, Freddie Winter, and Cory Vaughn. Now, Cory Vaughn has made it through to the next round of the competition. That we know. He is the only skier to get through 10.75 meters thus far in the competition.
Will here at 13, looking good, trying to figure out what that current's doing. We can see it on the shore, but when you feel it under your feet, it feels a lot different than what you think it would feel when you're looking at it. So we can all talk to each other after we get done and explain it, but until you go out there, you really don't know what it feels like until you run that first pass, Tony, both directions.
So yeah, from what I'm able to understand, with the head current going in off the even numbered passes, including the opening pass, the current has a tendency to prevent the ski from coming round all the way and establishing angle before it hits the wake. Correct?
Yeah, correct. In that head current, the ski's getting forced behind you, and then luckily they have that head wind, so the body wind hitting your body is kind of keeping your feet relevant to your body with the water in the air. If you had a head current and a tailwind, first two things happens. The wind and the water hit each other and make like a cone effect, and then you have a tailwind on your body and a water pressure on your feet, moving your feet back. That's kind of what the girls had this morning with Jamie and Allie and the top seeds. So now we're going the same direction, and it's going to be a little bit easier for them.
I mean,
but the water and the wind is definitely moving, Tony.
You know, who knows? But it's going to be difficult to know what to eat at breakfast, you know what I mean? Do you do the power breakfast? Do you do the let's wait?
40 is going to talk about wind direction and starting line lengths, and all he's talking about is his breakfast.
Yeah, I want to know what a power breakfast is. I might need to learn that from Freddie. But we got Will here coming back in at 12 meters. He hasn't made a final in 2025. If he gets 2 at 41, he ties Tim Burke, but that was a big 2-ball there for Will.
Huge 2.
Backing it at 3-ball, over to 4, backing it at 5. Silky smooth at the end of that pass. That was a big 2-ball.
And even struggled to get through the exit gate a little bit. Man, I've seen Will Asher take 2 on a number of occasions, you know, but nothing like that.
Yeah, that was a big 2, especially for 12 meters. That's just that trying to feel that current, that wind out. If you come off that handle and you don't have that drive off the second wake, that current is going to punish you, and it just matters how early and how weak you are in that spot to see how fast it will punish you. And luckily, he had enough power in there to maintain staying on top of his ski and waiting for the line, and was powerful into 3, and he was back in it then.
All right, so there we see Freddie Winter at the starting dock, getting ready for his turn out there on the water. Will Asher is on the water at this time. He's gone through 13 and 12 meters. A must-run pass coming up right now. Head current, and he's going to be aggressive. All that to boot for Will Asher. From Great Britain, multiple-time world slalom champion and multiple-time world championship medalist to boot as well. Typically, if he hasn't won the world championship in a particular year, chances are he's at least one of the other medalists standing up on the rostrum. Here we go. This is Will Asher, coming to us originally out of Lincoln in England, but now resides in Central Florida, and specifically in the city of Claremont in Lake County. Here he comes.
That's
Will
a good
Asher.
gate, good start here. A little slow out of 1, but looks all right. Looks a little bumpy. His ski's chattering quite a bit more than the other athletes I saw earlier. But he's out of 3, over to 4, good. Getting into 5. Tony.
Yeah,
that looked like a pretty good pass.
Yeah, that looks like the Will Asher that we've all come to know and love.
Totally. I've watched this guy probably, or at least driven him more than most people, and when he puts the power on, Tony, you better be ready behind the wheel. That guy is one beast of a human. He's strong. He's a cyclist. He's got legs of steel, and it proves it right there, especially that 2-ball at 12. But this pass is pretty nice after that 1-ball. It's definitely bumpy. So we have a little story to tell from last year where he we don't really know if he let it happen or if it just happened. Well, he tied Tim with 2 at 41 at Monaco last year that allowed Tim to go into the finals with him because they had a perfect tie. And right now we're at that same mark where Tim has a 3 at 39, Will has a 3 at 39, Tim has a 2 at 39, and if Will just gets 2, that means both of them will be in the final. So this is a big pass for Will, 39. He needs at least 2 or more to make it into the final.
Oh, yeah. I think 3.5.
All right, so let's continue on, shall we? We've got Arno Sedlmajer at the starting dock. He knows that his previous score from the previous round, score that he had in the previous round was 4 at 10.75 meters. Should be enough to send him through to the next round of the competition as well.
An exceptionally long time.
Needs 2 at this time. Here we go. This is Will Asher.
All right, Will.
Nice wide pull out for the gates now. Does he go far enough down to run it? Here he goes. There's 1. Nicely done. There's round number 2. Oh, and I don't know what happened there. He went for that tie, didn't he?
He just gave me a little gift. He just gave me a gift for getting 3 because now
going out a little bit earlier again, so that's nice. Thank you, William. But, you know, that was smart skiing. He knew it. He had a big two-ball at 12 from that same direction. That still wasn't the greatest 2 at 10.7 for him. He kind of fell over a little bit, but he handled it really well, and it was just smart skiing. He knew he just needed to get out of that two-ball, get over to 3, and he put his spot in the finals.
All right, then. So that gives him 3 at 10.75 meters. That knocks down Tim Tornquist potentially out of contention. But there you go. That is Will Asher. He's locked himself into the next round, and that also improves the positioning for Jonathan Travers, who on 3.5 is now in about 5th or 6th place right now. We've still got 3 skiers remaining. So basically those that are in the top 5 right now are guaranteed a spot through to the next round, irrespective of what they do here.
Well, I got that wrong. I got 3.5. He got 3, so he will be out before me.
Okay, that's right.
My math, I guess. My short math was really wrong for a second there. Sorry, guys.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Not everyone's a genius. All right, so here we go. We have got Adam Sedlmajer on the water at this time. He has 4 at 10.75 meters in his back pocket from yesterday. He's looking to try and consolidate his positioning into the next round. And as he works his way over there, and don't know what's taken Will so long to get out of his binding, but rest assured there, Zane is Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, he has
All right, there. Let's send it over to Zane. Hang on a second.
So Will's back foot, his right foot, he got a little boo-boo with it right now. It's just a little sore. So he's all right. It's just really painful to get his foot in and out of his kicker. I'm sure he used some soap, and now it's just too painful to get out.
How often do you need soap to get your foot out the back binding on a rear toe loop?
Well, Will's kicker is extremely tight, and his foot's a little bit swollen right now, so it's even more tight. So he's strong. His pain tolerance is very high, so this is
12-meter start for Adam Sedlmajer. He's auditioning this pass. Wants to try this one out to see if it's a viable option going forward in tomorrow's men's slalom final. 12 meters.
For the next skiers that know that they're already in, they're just trying to get a new strategy for tomorrow, trying to figure it out, seeing if they take conditions or passes from the other ends, if it feels different to them, better or worse. This is kind of a free ride for the next few skiers here, just to feel it out, understand what's going on out there, because every time we ski it's a little bit different.
Wow, this is a rather unusual circumstance. Oh, there you go. He gets his back foot out of the rear toe. Took a bit of an effort, mind you, but he gets it done. And here is our leaderboard. Cory Vaughn with 2 at 10.25 meters from yesterday still leads the pack. There we go. We got Nate Smith on 5 at 10.75 meters in second place, currently in a two-way tie with Thomas Degasperi, although Nate Smith has the superior backup in this respect. It's Jaime Palomino with a 4 at 10.75 meters with Adam Sedlmajer and Freddie Winter, but Jaime Palomino appears to have the superior backup by the sheer fact that he has a backup, because Freddie Winter is yet to ski and Adam Sedlmajer is skiing. So there you go.
Yeah, Adam will come in here on his second pass at 11. He's only the second skier today, I believe. That's Tibo opted up from 13 to 12, and Adam just started at 12. So he's coming in at the city end from the 11-meter line. Right foot forward skier. He's got that pretty good gait. A little slow there. Big one ball, drop the shoulders there. Over to 2, back in and out of 2. over to 3, turns 3 all right. He's over to 4.
Nice.
Ooh, a little narrow there. Came off the handle a bit early. Over to 5, a little down course, but he's going to get around 6 here, no problem.
11.25 meters in the bag. Good skiing there from Adam Sedlmajer. Doesn't really have to ski especially hard in this round to qualify, but with that in mind, let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Will Asher. We kind of saw you struggling to get your foot off out of the binding. I know you're kind of dealing with a little swelling, maybe an infection, not really sure. But, dude, use your experience out there to go get the 3 that you needed. Made sure you're into the final, and we'll see you ski tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't like this kind of attention, to be honest. I've been on a bit of a weird streak. I haven't made finals in quite a few events, so it's just you just get reminded how tough it is and how great all these skiers are. And you could be the best in the world one year, and then the next year you're scrapping to make finals. So it's just fucking crazy sport.
Well, I mean, I know you don't like the attention, but for the viewers back at home, Will's foot's really swollen. He got it into the binding, and I mean, dude, like I said, it's just I'm happy to see you into a final. It's great to have you back.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, first time I tried 10 times at the end and couldn't get it in. Finally got it a quarter way in. Skied the first 2 passes like that. Pulled it out after my 35, and then I kicked it again. I went all the way through. So I'm like, that'll do.
Well, there you have it, guys. This is one of the toughest skiers out there. Putting his body on the line to make it in, and we'll see him ski tomorrow. But right now, we'll go back to you, Tony.
All right then. So here we go. 39.5 off 10.75 meters for Adam Sedlmajer.
Head current, headwind here. Let's see what he can do here. Ooh, came off the handle fast into 1, a little bit back over to 2. Hammers that 2 for Adam. Over to 3.
Not much angle off number 2, but he's still there for 3.
Yeah. Oh, inside of 4, I believe.
And he knows it too. So it looks like it's going to be a 3 buoy count at 39.5 off 10.75 meters, unless the judges say otherwise. But he was all but qualified through to next round of the competition with a 4 buoy count at 10.75 meters from round 1 anyway.
He's going to put them down like that. I mean, come on.
So went out there, tried out the conditions, direction and what have you with the wind and the current, the way that it is at this time. And we're going to have a look at Adam Sedlmajer one more time with our instant replay. Came off the handle really quick there, JT, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it came off really fast there. Yeah, sorry there, Tony. Yeah, he came off the second side into 1 ball really fast. Better into 3, but he was already down course with not as much direction out of 2. I said he had a big 2. He did, but he lost a lot of direction at the end, and you can see it there into 4 ball there where he's just running down the skis, not wanting to get between him and the boat as well, and the drive off the second wake wasn't there. But he knew before he left the dock that he was in already, and he was just trying to have fun and feel out the conditions.
That's right. Adam Sedlmajer, who has a number of overall victories to his credit, was also the European slalom champion all the way back to 2011, won that title in Norway. So he does have some slalom in chops, as we know pretty well after seeing him for so many years compete at this level. And it is 3 1/2, 3 1/2 there for Adam Sedlmajer. As we now proceed on to our penultimate skier, it is going to be Freddie Winter.
This guy is tough, Tony. Coming back from an injury last year, coming back and winning the Masters, skiing great at Monaco last weekend, skied great yesterday. He's back, Tony. He's strong. He looks good. I think he's probably fitter than he ever has been. I think he's the strongest athlete in the group right now. He's looking on fire.
All right, we'll see what he's got. There's our leaderboard right now. And with that leaderboard, let's send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Adam Sedlmajer. Dude, see you Sunday. Great skiing out there. Conditions different than yesterday?
Yeah, definitely a whole nother day. Definitely different from yesterday. I was fortunate enough to kind of be able to use the sets today as a training, right? So I opted to go up at 35 just to kind of feel things out from different directions. And skied a little bit tentative, not as aggressive as you need to be to get through a 39 in a condition like these. But quite frankly, just trying to ski smart, not get hurt, and save up a little bit and give it all that I got tomorrow.
Well, dude, we got you in there, and I also want to commend you, dude. You're awesome on the trick mic. It's great to have you calling some tricks, and thanks for helping us out.
All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun on and off the water. So good weekend, man.
Well, there you have it, guys. When you're going water skiing, make sure you have fun, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Yeah.
All right, so we've all but assembled our 8 skiers going through to the final. We'll let you know what the names of those individuals are in a moment, because even when you include these two, Freddie Winter and Cory Vaughn, you'll find that they're both through to the final round of the competition. That is 32 off. That is a slick-looking opening pass for Freddie Winter.
There's something inside of 6 ball. There's something inside of 6 ball. So Freddie's started at 12 meters there. It'll be his first time trying that 10-7 in the headwind and the head current, and obviously trying 11 from the tailwind tail current. So strategy now, that's why it's always important to get a good score round 1, so you can get yourself into situations like he is in now, where he knows he's in. Now he can go out there and have a lot of fun and learn what the conditions are like, so he knows more for the next round into the finals tomorrow.
All right, from what I understand, there is an obstacle in the course, which is why there's a little bit of a delay off between the completion of pass number 1 to the start of pass number 2. We're deploying our rescue craft to remove the offending piece of debris out of the water. And then once we get done with that, then we'll put Freddie out on the course as we see Cory Vaughn get ready for his go.
Facing that way.
Yeah, when Freddie ran from 5 to 6 there was something in between the gates and 6 ball there, and the last thing we want to do is have any obstacles that aren't supposed to be in the water for the athletes to hit it or have to stand up or do something that is not correct in their performances. So like they're picking something up right now, and in a few minutes we'll have Fred come back in at that 11-meter line. Yeah, it looks like it was just like a yellow garbage bag. So got that cleaned up, and we'll bring.
I was wondering if it was a piece of wood or not, because that would have been the lowest floating piece of wood I've ever seen.
Yeah, it would have been really waterlogged, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Some beautiful driftwood would have been awesome. Make a table when I get home, you know.
There you go. You can make a lot with stuff like that.
Someone's trash is another one's treasure, you know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's pretty funny now. The boat is actually facing away from the course, probably in gear, holding the skier away, as far away from the course as possible, because if they didn't do that now, Freddie would already be back at the pre-gates or maybe at 1 ball.
Oh, we got, looks like our boat. Okay, so we confirmed the line.
Hey, Vince, after this, get one of the camera guys to put the camera on the yellow boat guys.
All right, let's have a look and see. We got Freddie Winter coming in past number 2. In the midst of picking up that debris in the water, he's
all right, here we come.
A little
Freddie
bit
Winter.
more time expended to do that. Here we go. This is Freddie Winter coming into the course, coming to us out of the London borough of Wandsworth in the United Kingdom. There's 1. There's number 2.
It's over to 3. Nice out of 3. Going over to the 4. Nice 4 ball, Fred. Over
Hanging
to 5.
tough.
Beautiful pass.
Almost got too far out of position off number 5 into number 6, but he's able to knock that pass down anyhow. So it looks like a 6 buoy count there on the second pass, and that second pass is 12 meters. So let's.
Yeah, this is the current. For you guys at home watching the webcast, it's pretty hard to see it, but look at those buoys right there. Those boat guides are leaning over a bit, and you can see even the turn buoy there. There's some ripples behind it. So the water's definitely moving a few miles an hour or more.
So it's definitely challenging on these guys. It's definitely getting more and more throughout the day here. So Freddie controlled that really well. His upper body doesn't really move at all, Tony. He is so strong from the the hips up.
He's as strong as an ox. Just absolutely just rock solid after these turns. As you rightly said, JT, you know, and he adapts very, very well to a lot of conditions, you know, whether it's a calm record capability lake or somewhere like Callaway Gardens over in Pine Mountain, Georgia, or even right here on the Bourageg River in Rabat in the Kingdom of Morocco. He can adapt and he can ski in it all.
Yeah, it's those Brits growing up in challenging conditions. I've been to his home site, JB, out at Thorpe Park, and that is a challenging place to ski, and it's a really, really nice place in England to ski.
That's where I learned how to slalom, under the tutelage of one Paul Seaton over at Thorpe many years ago. But enough about me. Here we go. This is
Nice
Freddie Winter. This is 10.75
a little
meters.
slow out of 3. He's going to hammer this 4, isn't he? Oh, no, he got pushed down pretty hard. That looks like a full 4 to me.
Yep, that's a 4. That
head current there
equates to the score that he put out yesterday, which is a 4 as well. So he's through to the next round.
Tony, the stronger this head current gets and the stronger the wind gets, it's going to be very, very difficult for these skiers to get the ski between them and the boat. Right here, the tail doesn't want to finish all the way through. That pressure's really pulling that fin back, especially on 2-4. Oh, actually, that was pretty good. So that current is really, really strong, and it's really hard to keep the ski moving back to the first wake and keeping that drive. A lot of skiers are getting slow rotations, or if they get a good rotation, once they get the line, the tail of the ski doesn't want to stay between them and the boat. It really wants to get pulled back under their feet and get them standing up or high-sided in a bit. So he controlled that pretty well. He's a little slow here on the gate, drive out to 1. Maybe the intensity's a little low. He loses the line a little bit, but you see here into the first wake, the power wasn't quite there. Here it's a bit better, but now he's already down course, and the ski doesn't want to finish that on his offside turn. It just doesn't want to get between him and the boat and just keep moving. That head current really pulls that ski underneath you, and then you're kind of, in a way, getting pushed down the lake and getting like zero angle, and it's kind of being done.
All right, then. Let's check on in one more time with Freddie Winter.
All right, hey guys, here with Mr. Freddie Winter. Different strategy today, same result. I know that's probably a bit annoying, but still, we're going to see you tomorrow. Second seed, so
4th.
Well, 4th?
4th seed.
Sorry, I forgot about the 5s. You're right, my bad. But still, dude, good skiing. We're in the finals, and get to see you rock on a Sunday again.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I have to say, I don't really know what I learned there. I mean, it's just bloody hard from both ends. Like, it was really hard to get a gate. I pulled out late, and I was really slow. I pulled hard to 1. I thought I came out of 2 good enough, and then 3, I don't know what I did, but that's all right. I mean, hey, don't want to win today, but I thought I was going to get through that, but whatever. It's all good. I'm happy enough. I'll be in the finals, and it's not been an easy final to get into, so it's good.
Well, you set yourself up here in a pretty good spot. You'll kind of know where the score is, but then you get to set the pressure for the last 3 skiers, so setting yourself up nice.
Yeah, I like being here. It's good. It's a good spot for me.
Well, perfect. Well, I'm sorry to Nate and T-Gas there on that one, but we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, then. Here we go. We have got on the water Cory Vaughn, the only person that has run through 10.75 meters in this competition, and he is the course record holder right here at the Bourageg River in Rabat in the Kingdom of Morocco. And wonderful skiing there, 32 off, 13 meters opening pass. I think actually yesterday he went in on 12 meters.
I was just about to ask you, Tony. I wasn't up here, I don't believe, when he skied yesterday, and I was wondering what he started at. So that was his first 13 of the tournament, and you could see in the beginning of that pass he was a little shaky. Towards the end he got into it and he started getting a rhythm, but in the first few buoys there he can definitely feel the water moving under his feet, a little bit of chop, and the longer the line, sometimes the more difficult it is to ski in the challenging conditions, because there's a lot of rope that you can give to the boat and you can lose that line and kind of fall over in a way.
So he did a really good job to stay in that because the beginning of that pass was pretty rough.
All right, we'll see if he can conjure up some magic with pass number 2. Our towboat pointing away from the Grand Theatre of Rabat. So now, looks like our paddler over there towards the Hassan II bridge is going to have a hard time getting upstream, or downstream, I should say. But now we're tightening up on the boat, on the line, and getting ready to bring in Cory Vaughn, the current course record holder here at the Burageg River. Let's see what he's got with his gate pull out. This is now a tail current.
Got out of 1 really good there. Out of 2 nice. Over to 3. He's looking pretty good. He's looking nice and smooth. A lot better than that first 13. Ooh, a little slow out of 5. Over to 6. No problem. It's just 12 meters, so he's just taking it easy.
Okay, so let's continue on now. Now, JT, you mentioned a little bit earlier on you kind of wish you had about 10 more sets on here so far as practice is concerned. Yeah. On the basis of those 10 imaginary sets, for example, would you be tempted to make any changes to your fin to compensate?
Yeah, totally. I was talking to my team actually. I was like, this is the site that you could actually have 2 skis. 1 ski for a head current, 1 ski for a tail current, and you could just switch them out at each end in the boat. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but we were kind of joking around with that because you would definitely set up your ski different for both of those. I don't know really what you would do to make both feel good, or just maybe ride our setups that we have now that are from a man-made lake or from a lake with no current. So, I just want to ski out there I was having so much fun. 10 sets is just more fun, more learning. I don't really know off the top of my head what I could change, but after 10 sets, I think I would have some more information that would help me. And then when you're skiing in a tournament, you have the stress of just the tournament itself, making the cut. You're not really thinking of what you're feeling. You're just in survival mode and trying to hit the keys that you know that you have to hit for you to succeed.
All right, then, let's move right along. We have got Cory Vaughn approaching the course on pass number 3. This is now 11.25 meters, or 38 off the standard 75-foot line. I'm sure he's got plenty of his friends watching him right now out of Bumpus in Virginia. This is Cory Vaughn. There's 1, there's 2, there's number 3. 11.25 meters. He can hang tough with the best of them. And I tell you what, he's right there with a ski of his own signature design. That is Cory Vaughn.
That was a nice pass from Cory. I thought he was a little slow in the beginning here, but he controlled it really well. He's a strong guy as well. He has a little bit different technique. He doesn't get as much direction, or it doesn't look like he gets as much direction as like Freddie. And he kind of stands up off the wakes pretty early, but he's tall, he's strong, he gets out there, and he gets rotated really well. So it's a little bit different. That doesn't mean it's good or bad. It's just a little bit different. We're all different in different ways, but he's doing it. He's out there. He's the only one that's ran 10.7 this weekend. He's doing a set a little bit different than his set that he did in the prelims where he ran that 10.7. He started at 12 yesterday. He's starting at 13 today. I think he's being very smart because now he's tried both the 12 start, the 13 start, and then now he can come into tomorrow with confidence that he can do whatever is needed in the conditions that we have tomorrow.
Absolutely. So, a few of our crowd there are watching on as the final skier in this elimination round series is in the water and getting ready to get back up on top for the pass coming up, 10.75 meters. I mentioned this to you once again. The only person that has run through 10.75 meters thus far in this competition with continuation is Cory Vaughn. And he subsequently got 2 at 10.25 meters yesterday, but in different conditions. Let's see if he's up to the task right now. Does he really try and put a score out there to...
He's already top seed, so
this is where he's going to try to run this. He's already in a little bit of trouble.
There's 3. There's the wakes. And that's our final score of today. There we go. That's Cory Vaughn, a 3 buoy count at 39.5 off 10.75 meters. But he is already through to the next round of the competition on the strength of his first round score.
Yeah, totally. That was smart. I think what he was trying to go there for is just to feel a gate, get out of 1, get over to 2, kind of feel both of them out. And then if he was in a spot to run it, run it. If he wasn't, why risk getting beat up or risk anything? So smart skiing for Cory there, and congrats on taking the course record yesterday. That's awesome, and great skiing throughout this first 2 rounds.
All right, so good conservative skiing there from Cory Vaughn. Wasn't wanting to power up too much. He wants to save his energy and his focus for the final. He'll be the last skier off the dock, so he will know exactly what he needs to do to actually win this event, the second ever professional competition in Morocco. Here, the Royal Nautique Pro, and with our last interview of the day, here is Zane Nicholson.
Hey guys, I'm here with Cory Vaughn. We saw you take a different strategy, trying to just feel how that end feels today, I assume?
Yeah, I wanted to switch it up, get feels from both ends, learn what the river's doing. You know, the current is a little higher or faster right now than when I skied yesterday, so just trying to feel end to end what's going to be the best thing for tomorrow. So gathered some data, and then, you know, we're just going to look at the conditions and where the scores are landing as it goes down.
Well, I want to give you 2 props. I think it's awesome that you get up here and you help announce with TWBC, but I also think it's phenomenal that you're the only guy to get into 10.25 this weekend.
Well, so far, you know, we got tomorrow, and we got the best in the world that all are hungry now. So, you know, I'm let the cannon, and tomorrow we go boom.
Well, you're the top seed for tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you go out there. You've been killing it so far. You're looking good, so hopefully we can get another big score out of you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks. I'm having fun. I love announcing with the crew and being part of things like this. So, you know, big thanks to everybody that's making this happen, and excited to see you back for another round tomorrow.
Well, perfect, dude. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday, and I will send it back to you, Tony.
All right, so Cory Vaughn, whose maiden pro win was just this past season in 2024, and on the cusp of maybe winning another title, but we're going to find out who takes the victory tomorrow. But in the meantime, let's have a look at the men's slalom leaderboard, the top 8 advance, and those top 8 are Vaughn, Smith, Degasperi, Winter, Sedlmajer, Palomino, Travers, and Asher. The skiers eliminated at this stage are Tornquist, Hazelwood, Deon, and Antensom, along with Camille Bamra. So, wow, some great skiing. So some great skiing. So, if you wanted to pick a pass to see again, JT, what would it be?
Can I pick myself? I haven't seen myself yet. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can pick yourself.
Yeah, let's watch, if it's possible, find that 11-meter pass, because I think the ending of that's kind of exciting.
All right, yeah, we're definitely gonna have a look at that.
Yeah, 10.7 is really excited, but I kind of want to watch that 11. But 10.7 we can watch too, for sure. That's a big fall at the end of that pass too.
All right, so the game show that's making an impact around the world.
See that gate
this
right
is
there,
the,
Tony?
pick
that
your
was a
pass.
very, very slow gate there for me at 11. That's kind of wanted to see there. It's just see how slow I was, but I think I was pretty patient. I kind of fell back there a little bit at 2, and then here at 3, I'm like, okay, we got to get back in this. Let's turn this. And I felt like I turned it pretty well and got the drive into the first wake, and that's when I realized, hey, just take it easy here at 4 and do that same thing you did at 3 at 5 here, and you'll get this pass done.
All right, and you certainly did get the pass done. Oh, a little narrow on number 6.
This is where I wanted to see. I thought it was a bit worse than that. I came off the handle really early. I got lazy from 5 to 6, and I just came off that handle a bit early. But here comes that 10.7. Pretty good gate.
Yeah,
I like that. I like this
scintillating,
too.
and
Look
you
at this
and you
one
got
ball.
and you got a tight line off that number 1.
Man, I'm looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty good until right there a little bit. But this, coming here out of 3, I turned here and I was like, all right, go hard. And then I'd come off the handle and I just froze right there for a second.
Hang on we were trying to ascertain where you landed. You were a good 10 to 12 feet down range of that ski. But I tell you what, that was...
Here we go. This is going. Fall back out of 3 over to 4. I thought I was going to be fine. At the last minute, I'm like, whoa.
Hey!
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Oh, that was a beauty of a one. Now, if I want to pick one, how about Tim Tornquist, 11.25 meters?
That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
I remember that one ball.
Yeah, absolutely. He was behind, and it was actually that edge change from number 2 into number 3 that was a little suspect, but he managed to hold onto that pass and get through it. Let's have a look at Tim Tornquist.
He's super slow on the gate, like I was at that 11-meter line. Comes off the handle a little early and just gets high-sided here. That's that head current, not allowing the ski to keep moving through the finish of the turn. Look how down course he's out of 2. He gets a little collapse here out of 2 to 3, but it's a 3 ball where he gets back in it and he gets that drive to 4.
And now it's just brute force and ignorance at this point.
Yeah, and it's like we talked earlier today about it. When we got our delay, we were all talking that his lake at home has a current, and he's like, if there's a place that I can ski, it's here. So unfortunately, he didn't make the finals today, but he's young, he's strong, he's passionate, and I'm sure we'll see him for a long time in the future.
All right, then. That concludes our game show, Pick Your Pass. So we thank you very much for participating in that there, Jonathan Travers. And generally, thank you for being here, calling the slalom action here for me, with me here and the latter part of the series. And congratulations once again on actually making it through to your final here.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. It's a special moment to make the final for the first time of 2025 here in Marrakesh. Morocco. Sorry.
Okay, it's the Kingdom of Morocco. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations to you once again. And that brings to a conclusion the coverage of Day 2, Part 2 of this competition at the Royal Nautique Pro. Thank you very much for tuning in wherever you happen to be. Make sure you tune in time for tomorrow morning's live action in the finals in the women's and men's tricks and the women's and men's slalom. We anticipate a time of around about between 10:20 or 10:30 tomorrow morning. But we'll try and get you the time situated there. But make sure you stay tuned to the TWBC YouTube channel, because that would be the way that you would find out the next time that we go live, and it is going to be the final. So make sure that you subscribe to the TWBC YouTube channel. Thanks a lot for tuning in wherever you have to be. My name is Tony Lightfoot, and for one last time today in the Day 2 competition, coming to you live from Rabat in the Kingdom of Morocco, it is ciao for now.
The first edition of the Camille Pro in Morocco was an event unlike any other, and certainly made an impression on the water skiing world.
I've been going to professional tournaments for 10.5 years. Every single one of them. I've done a handful before that period, but I can honestly say that we've really never been looked after in quite that style. I mean, it just felt like more almost posh. You know, we're staying at this really fancy hotel. You know, I felt embarrassed to walk out in my t-shirt for dinner. I was, and there was sort of VIPs there. It was different, and we're not used to that.
I had never been to Africa, so I was super excited just to kind of check off another continent, be somewhere I've never been, the culture I've never even close to seen before, and then definitely to go and ski there. I didn't really know what to expect at all. I'm not sure if anyone did.
I don't think I knew that much about Morocco, honestly, so I don't think I was skeptical. I think I was just excited to go somewhere new.
Well, hello, good morning, and welcome from Marrakesh in the Kingdom of Morocco. You're looking at live pictures of our facility about 40 kilometers north of that historic city, and today is finals day.
It started off with a little bit of a challenge. I missed 38 on the first round, and then I ran to the second round to put myself in a better position going into the final. I was like, okay, you just have to get out of 2-ball and then just see how high you can, see if you can push the lead more, because I knew it was going to take more than that.
A third the way down the course, and look at her go. She's round number 3. She's good to go for 4.
After the 2 preliminary rounds, I was top seed, which means I go last off the dock, which means I know the score I need to win. And the conditions in finals were a little gusty. I would say it was up and down. The wind was kind of swirly, so I had an idea that it was going to be variable out there.
Jamie Ball, the task is within her grasp. If she can get a piece of 5, she will be our champion in the first ever Camille Marrakesh Pro. Here we go, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Can she make it outside buoy number 4? Oh no! When she collapses, going into buoy number 4. And that means...
Marrakesh Pro winner, Allie Nicholson, 4:39.
I'm shaking right now. My heart was beating out of my chest watching Jamie.
All right, then let's see what he's got. Now, Will Asher in practice for this competition actually ran 41 off, 10.25 meters. And to really put the heat on our remaining competitors, something along that range would certainly help. Here we go, there's 1, there's 2, handle up a little high, round number 2, he's good for 3. Wow. We'll get a piece of 4 for the lead. Look at go, he's round, look at this, and the first time the 41 offers have been produced in Africa.
Wow. All right, hey guys, I'm here with Will Asher. Dude, that was a killer 10.25.
Yeah, I told Alex at the end, I said I think that was my best ever 41. That was probably one of my all-time favorite sets.
Freddie Winter, there's number 1. There's the second. Can he continue to roll? Round number 4. Oh, he blows the tail around buoy number 3, leaving him with 2.5 buoys. And that means that your first ever slalom champion in the Marrakesh Pro is Will Asher.
The first Waterski Pro Tour event on the continent of Africa saw one of the most unique tour stops ever, from the artificial lake to the culture and the accommodations. The Camille Pro is notably different. Now in 2025, the bar has been raised. With the highest cash prize and Pro Tour points of any tournament this year, the competition is fierce. The winner of the second edition of the Camille Pro will earn enough points to command a nearly unbeatable lead on the Pro Tour standings. When you factor in the skiing conditions on an open river, complete with an immense current and variable wind and tide, it's clear that just about any skier has a shot at the podium.
He's still there, he's hanging tough. Look at this. He gets round buoy number 6. Oh!
I mean, it's skiable. It's really tough. The wind's really tricky.
Today is finals day. This is when the best water skiers in the world will be tested. And this is when the champions will be crowned. Brought to you live by the Waterski Broadcasting Company, this is the 2025 Royal Nautique Pro in Morocco.